is an honor and a privilege for me to be speaking once again to this August gathering, more so now in your presence, honorable ministers. Yesterday and today, discussions and consultations focused on sharing findings on the studies conducted and sharing learnings on experiences from amongst different countries on the approaches being addressed to address youth unemployment. As I listened to the discussions over the past day and a half, it became evident that there was a willingness to change the way of doing things, both from the technical experts and at the political level. This is encouraging and reassuring. However, I observed as deliberations were taking place, there are a couple of points that did not stand out. The absence of gender disaggregated data. And in the summary of the findings presented yesterday, there was mention of the link between education and poverty, and the acknowledgement that poverty had a female face. Unfortunately, this did not come out clearly, the extent to which gender analysis was translated in the findings, taking into consideration that young women and girls feel the sting of unemployment even more sharply, given that it is easier for men to get jobs than it is for women, even if they have the equivalent skills and experiences. Similarly, on leadership, given that we must find means to ensure leadership skills must be part of the training component for self-employment and motivation. Your Excellencies, we know the facts, we have the figures. The experts groups are no stranger to each other. Thus, we should ensure that in going forward, we move beyond dialogue and engage more with the youths to design and develop their roadmap, their future, as it will be they that will be continuing these discussions in the next 5 to 10 years, or perhaps even earlier. In addition, there must be increased engagement and consultation with the private sector. To the youths, sometimes success does not come to you. You will have to demand it yourself. I think that what is needed is mentorship for the ambitious youths and our governments creating an enabling environment. What we need are clear synthesis, realistic action plans with milestones set, elaborating how we realize the plans, who does what and by when, so that when the next ministerial conference of this nature is being convened, it will be the youths themselves that will be presenting and sharing the success stories, as was the case this afternoon or earlier this afternoon, with some inspirational case studies and experiences from our youths and country case studies. I would like to take the opportunity to thank once again the government of Côte d'Ivoire through your honorable minister for the warm welcome and the hospitality. I would equally like to commend the experts for the excellent work they had provided to showcase and analyze the strategies implemented by their governments to train and provide jobs for the youth. At ADEA, we will continue to engage with member countries to implement real-time education and training systems to realize the objectives of the 2012 ADEA Triennial Recommendations that has focused on promoting critical knowledge, skills, and qualifications for Africa's sustainable development. The work plan of the ICQN for the next years will have to be action-oriented in order to arrive at concrete solutions, and this requires human and financial resources that we must commit to. There have been several suggestions. The Honorable Minister Dosso had made some suggestions, and I feel that we have financial resources from within our continent. What we need is to package our ideas. If we need to target the Dangotes and the Mo Ibrahims, we must ensure that because their thinking is private sector oriented, we must ensure that we are able to reflect returns in investment, and this is a fact. It is only then, Your Excellencies, that our youths will be able to have their potentials met, complemented by a prosperous Africa at peace with itself. I thank you all.